Hello, my name is Homa Bahrami. I'm on the faculty at the Haas School of Business, UC Berkeley. We live in an unprecedented crisis period today. I'm getting so many text messages, phone calls, emails from friends, family, colleagues, former students, current students, other executives I've worked with. People are scared. People are unsure. People want help. And we thought, what can we do to leverage some of our know-how, expertise to help our colleagues, our friends around the world learn about some best practices, find out some do's and don'ts, so they can benefit at this time of unprecedented crisis. So I'm going to share with you some reflections about working from home and what we can learn from research on remote teams and distributed teams. What are some tips and suggestions? And then I'm going to share with you some lessons from crisis management. What do we know about crisis management, and what are some actionable suggestions that we can learn from? So let's start with remote work and working from home. All of us today, of course, are working from home. This is a new experience for many, many people, but it is not a new experience for many others. So what can we learn from those who have done this for many years? Let's start by thinking about some of the challenges. There are three sets of challenges that we typically think about. Number one, it's about lack of engagement and feeling disconnected and isolation and loneliness perceptions. Number two is about home conditions and infrastructure. Having kids at home, having aging parents to think about, not having the right tools and technologies at home to benefit from. And the third one, and perhaps a really critical one, is lack of clear routine and structure. So what can we do about these challenges? I've got several suggestions and tips that I hope can help you. Number one, create virtual routines for your team. If you're a leader leading other colleagues in the organization, make sure that you make the implicit explicit. You're no longer in the office. You don't bump into each other. You don't go to lunch together. You don't have meetings where you can read each other's body language and facial expressions. So how do you deal with virtual routines when everybody is working from home? Well, my suggestion is really take out your calendar and put some clear stakes in the ground. Have a team meeting at the beginning of the week to make sure everybody's on the same page. Have a team meeting at the end of the week to make sure you can look back and celebrate successes and be on the same page about deliverables. Set up an office hour so that you can be available for your team members at a designated time of the week, that they can just drop in and ask you any questions that they may have. Most important of all, have regular one-on-ones, either every day or once every other day, just to create that engagement, just to create that touch point. So the first thing we suggest is create those virtual routines that provide some element of predictability for your team members. Number two, tap into the collective intelligence of the team. You don't need to come up with all the answers. This is a great time for building community spirit. As I said, we're all in it together. We're experiencing the same reality. So let's make sure that we benefit from each other's wisdom, perspective, creativity. Be inclusive. Thirdly, be a sounding board. Empathize. People are scared. People are fearful. Will I have a job in a few months' time? Can I make my mortgage payment? What will happen to my senior who is about to go to college if there's no college and everything is online? These are real fears, real concerns that many people have. So listen, empathize, try to understand their specific concern rather than a general concern. And by talking about it, you find that people feel much better about the situation. Number four, Be positive and optimistic. One CEO I know says, I'm a cheerleader during tough times to give people hope and energy. And I'm a devil's advocate during tough times, during good times, because that's a time when I don't want things to go to people's head and for people to become arrogant. And last, by no means least, be as clear, as specific as you can possibly be. Again, people don't have the opportunity for water cooler conversations. So what are my deliverables? What do you expect from me? What are the things I need to deliver by the end of this week, by the end of next week? And the more clear you can be, the more your team members can feel that they can drive the process for achieving the goal. Now let's shift gears and go to crisis management. What do we know about crisis management? Well, every crisis goes through 3 distinctive phases. Phase 1 is sense and prepare. It's those early warning signals that tells you something may happen. Typically, unfortunately, we tend to ignore those early warning signals, and so we're not prepared. Then there's a second phase. It's a phase we're in right now. It's the eye of the hurricane. It's when the storm is at its worst. And of course, this is the time when people panic, fear sets in, and everybody is massively concerned about the future. And then the third phase is when the hurricane is over, is the time to recover, to consolidate, to recuperate. But I'm going to share with you a few lessons that I hope will help you as you're experiencing this middle phase, which is in the eye of the hurricane right now. The first thing you can do is think scenario planning. Don't just think about the best case, but also think about the worst case and put up contingency plans. You know, we live here in California, and California is a place which experiences earthquakes. So as part of our preparedness, we hope it never happens, but we try to be prepared if it does. And you have to apply that same kind of thinking to the current situation. The second thing is this is a great opportunity to explore and experiment, things you would never have done. I use a personal example. I'm recording this video at home from my laptop. I would have never done this in the past. I would have gone to the school. We have professional videographers. They would have taken beautiful videos. They would have edited them. But we don't have this luxury right now. And I wanted to get this message out to you. So this is an opportunity for me to learn something new and to come out of my comfort zone. So encourage your team members to think about new things that they can try out and see how they basically work. And then number 3, very importantly, take it a day at a time. Don't try to second guess the end game. Focus on what you control today. This is a very important lesson we learn from turnaround CEOs. When you look at their recipe for success, it's always about having a long-term vision in mind, but then executing in bite-sized steps every day. And if every day you feel you've accomplished 3 things, 4 things, it makes you feel a lot better about the next day, and that generates momentum and energy. We find that lots and lots of baby steps taken on a regular basis can lead to a giant leap. So don't try to be a perfectionist. Try to think about simple things you can do every day, whether it's at home, with your kids, or with your work situation, that can generate some momentum, some positive outcome, and some energy. So I just want to wrap up by saying at the end of the day, it's all about mindset. As human beings, we have experienced many different crisis situations in the past. We've had wars, we've had famines, we've had revolutions, we've had natural disasters. We've come through them as a whole, and as a result of that, we've been much more creative and much stronger at the end. So let's keep that in mind. Do you see this crisis as an opportunity to learn, to grow, to try out new things, to build new skill sets, to build new relationships? Or do you see it as a threat to your comfort zone, to your existing habits, and to your existing way of doing things? Take care of yourself, nurture your community, and be safe. Thank you.